Transport Commissioner of Government of Karnataka, Sri N. Shivakumar, IPS, Chairman of PAF, Sri Sudhagar Rao, Director of Public Affairs Center, Sri Guru Charan, Executive Director of Public Affairs Foundation, Dr. Annapurna Ravichander, Dr. Ajay Singh, the former DG and IG and Commissioner of Police, other dignitaries who are present here, speakers in the technical session, and my dear friends. First of all, I join with Dr. Annapurna in once again welcoming you all to this particular consultation. In several ways, this consultation is very important for us. The first thing is this is the beginning of a new partnership of CUTS with the Public Affairs Foundation for doing various road safety activities in the state of Karnataka. That is number one. And also this event is marking the beginning of UN decade for action on road safety, which is 2021 to 2030, which is having the ambitious target of reducing the road accidents and the death by 50% by 2030. So, this year, this action, the decade for action on road safety is beginning. Thirdly, like it shows in the title of this consultation itself, this is also marking the 2 years of the Motor Vehicle Act 2019. In the introductory remarks, Sri Sudhagar Rao had mentioned a lot of very relevant information related to that and flagged some of the issues. Before getting into that, since it is CUTS collaboration, many of you are aware about CUTS. CUTS is an Indian origin international public policy research and consumer advocacy group headquartered in Jaipur. But we work presently in more than 30 countries, having 6 centers outside India as well. 3 in Africa, 1 in Hanoi, 1 in Geneva, and 1 in Washington, DC. And being a consumer organization, our entry into road safety is also from the consumer perspective. Being consumers of the road, we have the right to life and right to safety. Way back in 1990, a survey done by CUTS at the national level became the basis for setting up the National Road Safety Council in 1992, this road safety. And the basis was this CUTS survey. And from that time onwards, being part of the National Road Safety Council and all, we are doing a number of activities in the area of road safety. Coming back, many of the senior colleagues who were part of the government, they know several acts and laws will be there. Why, what is the importance of Motor Vehicle Act 2019, which is marking the 2 years of amendment or complete overhauling of this act? Mr. Sudhagar Rao had mentioned this is more than 100 years of old act, which was enacted during the British rule in 1914, which was amended in 1920, 24, and finally at 1988, more than 30 years. When the NDA 1 came into power, on June 3rd, 2014, as all of you know, a senior cabinet minister, Mr. Gopinath Munde, died in the middle of Delhi in an accident. That time, his colleague, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who is the present transport minister, said, I will bring a very strong law to address this road safety related issues in the country. In fact, he brought a new road safety bill in the parliament. Unfortunately, it was rejected. Then the only way was, strengthening the existing 107-year-old Motor Vehicle Act. And we were part of that process, and it took 5.5 years. And this was one of the acts, before it came to the parliament itself, an empowered group of ministers were formed, 17 state ministers. That means taking the states on board in advance, otherwise it will come to the parliament, then the objection will be there, and Rajasthan Transport Minister Yunus Khan was heading this GOM. So the group of ministers, then it went to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, and then finally when it came to the Rajya Sabha, it was sent to the Rajya Sabha Select Committee on Road Safety, and we were part of all this process and appeared before the Parliamentary Standing Committee and all, and it finally got passed. It was during NDA 2, unfortunately NDA 1 could not pass this law. On August 9, the President of India had given the assent, and the same day it came into existence, this law. So we are having a lot of hope in this law, because several sections were newly added on road safety, because this is basically a act to regulate the transport sector, not for road safety. So new sections were added and many sections were amended from the road safety angle. So that is the context of this particular act. To understand this importance of this act, we need to have little more details, which many of you are aware. In February 2021, the World Bank had released a report, 1920 report, which is titled Guide for Road Safety, Opportunities and Challenges, Low and Middle Income Countries, Country Profile 2019. In this particular report, it says with less than 1% of the vehicular population in the world, India accounts for 11% of the road accident death. Already Sir had mentioned, India is on the top. This particular report. And in the last 1 decade, already 1.3 million people had died in Indian roads, and almost 5 million people, accidents had taken place and injured. That shows the seriousness of act. If you look at the last 10 decades, average of 1.5 lakh people are dying, and every year 4.5 to 5 lakh people are injured and accidents are taking place. That is the reason Nitin Gadkari on 4th of August in Indian Parliament had mentioned, these road safety accidents are more serious than the COVID, because COVID only 4.45 lakh people only had died. I am not undermining the seriousness of the pandemic or anything like that, but looking at that, the number of people who had died in the Indian roads in the last 1 decade is much more than that. And if we look at the 2019 report of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, 4,49,002 accidents had taken place, in which 1,51,113 deaths had taken place, and 4,51,361 people are injured about that. This is up 2019. 2020, still the report is not released by the ministry, but minister making a statement in the Indian Parliament on 4th of August, he said there is a 18% reduction is there in 2020 in terms of, he had mentioned only 3,66,138 accidents had taken place, and only 1,31,744 people had died, 18%. So 2018, it was 4.7 lakh. It came down to 4.5 lakh in 2019, and 2019, as per the minister's statement, it came down to 3.6. But we need to understand about 2020 was much different because the ministry itself had mentioned this reduction, whether it is attributed to this act had started working on the ground, or mainly it was attributed to the COVID-induced lockdowns and the travel restrictions, which is mainly taking place across the country. People are sitting at home. So naturally this accident. So we need to wait to finish 2020 and 21 to see that, what is the result of this act. When coming to Karnataka, for the last few years, Karnataka is having the 4th rank. I'm sure that the Transport Commissioner will tell more about that. 4th rank in terms of the road accident death. And our state of Rajasthan is 5th rank. This is maintained for the last few years. And looking at the cities, million plus cities, Bangalore city is in the third position in terms of accident, fourth position in terms of the death, and third position in terms of the injury. That is also almost stable. So I think Bangalore is setting the direction of Karnataka. What should be the overall rank of Karnataka. Again, coming to 2020, the Bangalore police, city police data, which was released recently, they say comparing with 2019, there was 4,688 accidents and 766 deaths were there. So in up to 2021 August, there is a substantial reduction, 2,069 accidents and 434. Again, we need to see, even few months back, I was in the Bangalore city and we could see, number of vehicles are very less. One of the reason is the IT sector is still sitting at home and work from home. That is the reason for the big relief for the city of Bangalore. But the effect of this particular act to see, we need to wait and see. And one of the main reason for this accident of last few years, speeding is the main reason for the accident. 2019 itself, 72% of the crashes, 67.3% of the death, and 72.4% of the injuries was attributed to the speeding. That is the major cause of accident. National highways, 73.5% of all accidents in national highways as a result of the speeding. And Karnataka and Bangalore is not different. The recent accident which had taken place, and the national media had given horrific high-speed car crash which happened in Bangalore, which was involving the Hosur DMK MLA Y Pragash's son, Karuna Rao, was died in the accident, along with 6 of his colleagues, and all of them are in the 20s. At the age. That is the other point I'm coming into. So this speeding, even the Global Road Safety Week we observed in the month of May from 17 to 23. So one of the theme of that Road Safety Week was Streets for Life. I love 30. That means default speed of 30 miles, where the vehicle and the people are meeting. We are not saying for national highways or anything. One of the main reason is even 1 kilometer increase in the speed can result in 3 times more accidents and crashes. Several data are there. If a car going at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour or 50 miles, if it is hit, the chances of road crashes and the death is 3 times more than a car which is traveling at the speed of 50 kilometers or 30 miles. So there is a global campaign going on for a default speed of 30 kilometers per hour, where inside the cities where people and the vehicle meet. And the second reason for this accident, even in Bangalore, Karnataka, coming 2019, 10,958 people died as a result of a road accident. Out of this 9,140 people, the reason for the death was speeding, was the reason. And the second reason is not wearing helmet. In Karnataka alone, 2,257 people in this accident died because they were not wearing helmet while riding the two-wheeler thing. And one more data I will mention, then I will conclude with that. And who are the people who die on Indian road? We were celebrating few years back, India is becoming young. But just see, 22% of the people died in 2019 is in the age group of 18 to 25. In the age group of 25 to 35, it is 25.8%. 35 to 45, it is another 22%. That means below the age of 45, is 70% of the people who died in the Indian road. Uh, 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 just one more data. What is the impact on this? Not that just people are dying. There is a severe impact on the GDP. It says, the World Bank report itself says the loss is 3.14% of the GDP is the cost of the road accident death. Recently, the state of Punjab had commissioned an organization called Institute of Development and Communication based in Chandigarh. They came out with a detailed report in the month of August. It says Punjab is losing 15,000 crore, 3% of the total GDP. Total GDP of Punjab is 5.29 lakh crore. Out of that, 3%, which is coming to 15,000 crore as a result of road accident. That not only the people die, who must be the breadwinner of that family. More than that, this 5 lakh people who are getting injured, lifetime, they are crippled, handicapped, and the cost of that, what we are paying for the hospital cost and the cost of this family's suffering. So this particular thing, we are focusing in our activities. This is the inception meeting, like Dr. Annapurna had mentioned. We are planning some capacity building programs for the enforcement officials in the state of Karnataka, and also we are educating the general public through some divisional level workshop, generating demand for the effective implementation of that. Because this act had amended after that, within 6 months, the COVID and all the thing. Even the officials are not aware about the key amendments which had taken place. So we need to educate the enforcement officials as well. The key amendments in this clauses and all, my senior colleague Madhusudan Sharma, who is the senior program officer at CUTS, he will be making a presentation at the beginning of the technical session. He will be touching upon that, but not just talking about the issue. We want to focus on some of the key risk factors, which is the main reason for this accident death and the increase in death, like speeding, helmet, seatbelt, drunk driving, and now the recent addition, which is the sixth one, is the distractive driving. Speaking on mobile while driving, which is the new terminology which is added into the risk factor, is the distractive driving. Focusing on this, how we can make some improvements in the state of Karnataka. I'm extremely happy that very experienced and knowledgeable people in this area is attending this consultation, and we look forward for some fruitful outcome from this consultation. I also would like to introduce Mr. Nalin Sinha, who is the coordinator of a global health advocacy incubator, because we are partnering with the global road safety partnership, which is headquartered in Geneva, and also the GHI, which is supporting the road safety activities in India. He is also present here, traveling all the way from Delhi. I welcome Nalin Sinha also to this meeting. We are very thankful to him for coming all the way, and we look forward for the technical session and fruitful outcome of the deliberations today. Thank you.